Welcome. I'm Meredith. This is the Oasis Spiritual Empowerment Tarot, all about tarot, oracle, and empowering you. And we have another unboxing. This is just one deck, and it's Legendarium tarot and a guidebook and a coin. Now this one, I'm pretty sure it was on Kickstarter, and I did not back it there. So I just purchased it. Whoa, look at the thickness of that coin. So pretty. This is a hefty coin. It just feels nice. I mean, it's huge. Look at the size. And I have big hands. That's huge. It's nice. All right. Let's see if I can get this open. There we go. And get rid of the plastic. So yeah, I saw this. I seem to have a memory of seeing it on Kickstarter. I could be wrong, but I think I did. And probably I was backing too many things at the time, so I didn't back it. But it came across, I think on Instagram, and I saw one or two cards, and I decided I had to get it. So this is the first edition, only 500 copies, and it's by Muntenzi Limited. The copyright is by Mila Victoria Lazenko. It's got almost like a craft paper kind of feel. It's really nice. Really nice feel. Follow your path. So, because there are only 500 decks, like I said, I bought it, so at least at the time that I purchased it, it was still available. I will link everything in the description. Hopefully it'll still be available if you're interested. Well, this is interesting. So, this is interesting. So, we have a few cards renamed, quite a few. So we'll get through, but I mean, you could pause and see for yourself if you can't wait. But it looks like the minors are all standard names. So, it looks like this page got cut off a little bit. Maybe. Yeah, so Mila Victoria Lazenko is the illustrator and author of this deck. It's a rough yet delightful tribute to the illustrations of the Marseille Tarot with a limited color palette. The missing colors in the deck are completed by our imagination. It pleases us to think that you can imagine the shimmering scales of mermaid bodies, the golden eyes of dragons, and the delicate green leaves on which morning dew glistens, all from a two-dimensional image with a limited color palette. The work has been influenced directly or indirectly by Aleister Crowley. Most occult-type works are. Whether or not he gets credit is another story. Drawing inspiration from the Thoth Tarot, it has a distinct level of sarcasm and straightforward responses, avoiding vague metaphors and equivocations. So, and it could, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, of course. But what I wanted to see is if it spoke directly, because we have sort of titles within titles, titles under the title. So, for example, the Fool is the minstrel, and then we have the Carefree Wanderer. So let's see if they're, I don't know if they're on the cards. Let's start looking at these cards already, though, right? Love the backs. So, so pretty. Really nice etching, and it's a beautiful linen cardstock. So yeah, so there are no, there's only the standard title on the cards. So if you wanted the additional, you need to use the guidebook, because that's where you'll get and with the guidebook we get this we get like a little paragraph, kind of it's almost like an excerpt of a story for the card. And then we get a couple paragraphs about the card. Quintessence, advice, meditation. And we get that for every single card, which is fabulous. It looks like... Oh, you know what this says? So the title within the title is what is pictured. I think that's what it looks like. So in some cases, it's like a scarecrow, right? It's well, I mean, I guess scarecrows aren't mystical, but they can be depending on what kind of scarecrow. For a spirit, So, all right, let's just get in. Let's get in. So we have the minstrel for the Fool, absolutely gorgeous. The Traveler for the Magician. And we do have the elements represented. But it's a different depiction than we're used to, if I can speak for you. The Enchantress. Love that. So that's our High Priestess. And the Princess for the Empress. And then we have the Emperor. The Druid for the Hierophant. Look how pretty. The Lovers. And they are numbered. So if you pull this and you're like, what the heck's the Druid? Well, you have the number. So, and also you can use the guidebook. Victory. Look at that. The Succubus. The Vampire. That's fabulous for the Hermit. Oh my goodness. I like that. Wheel of Fortune. Queen of Fields. That's interesting. I'm going to pull that one out. We'll take a look at that. And the Captive. The Nithing? I'll pull that out too. Is that meant to be nothing? Was that a misprint? Or is that a thing I don't know about? Could be either. Dryad. Temptation. Destruction. Interesting how this one has much more color. Right? The Child of Destiny. I love that. The Cursed. The Unicorn. And the Gift. And the Great Goddess. Okay, so now, Ace of Swords. Look at that. How gorgeous. King of Swords. Queen. Knight. And the Page. Reminds me of Link. Look at that. This was, I think, one of the cards that I saw. The 10. And the 9. So now here... Oh, wait. Were we getting them for all? Oh, just after the courts. So the 10 of Swords, we have Destruction. 9 of Swords, we have Banshee. 8, Maiden in Distress. 7, Archboar. 'Drakkar. Ghost for the 5 of Swords. That's perfect. Tomb. Sorrow for the 3. Dreamer for the 2. I like that. And then the Ace of Cups. You have our Dashing King. And the Queen. Knight. Page. So the 10 of Cups, we have Unity. And then Joyful Revelry. Bruxa. Doppelganger for the 7. I like that. Forget-Me-Not for the 6. Ruins for the 5. Boredom for the 4. Fellowship. I love the way they sound too. Love. A little bit of nudity. A little more nudity. So now we have the Ace of Wands. That's fabulous for the Ace of Wands. Here's our King. Queen. Knight. Page. Now for the 10 of Wands, we have Forest Spirit. That's interesting. Defense for the 9. Storm for the 8. That's great. Protection. Herald. Scarecrow for the 5 of Wands. Triumph. Beltane. Berserk for the 2 of Wands. And the Ace of Coins. There's our king and queen. She's beautiful. I love that hairstyle. Knight and the page. Oh, it is Ren Fair time. It's been going on since August, but I like to go in the fall because it's more comfortable, and it just, I don't know, it lends to that atmosphere somehow. 10 of coins, we have alchemy. Vineyard. Forge for the 8. Necromance. Wow, look at this card. Accolade. Harpy for the 5. Citadel. Curiosity. And Rope Walker for the 2. That's fabulous. Let's take a quick look at these two, just to see. I'm really curious to see if this is meant to be. No. Oh, the knitting. Oh, wait a minute. So in the book it's knitting, N-I-T-T-I-N-G. Here it's knithing, N-I-T-H-I-N-G. But it's the herald of change. You can take this skull with its ominous message off the pole, but you won't be able to drive fate away from your doorstep. The arrival of winter is troubling. It signifies the death of nature and a shift from the familiar order to something new. How beloved is the old ruler among the people. Even if he is cruel, foolish, or greedy, he is still familiar, understood, and studied to the last word and gesture. I mean, it continues, change is the essence of life, the transition from youth to old age, from winter to spring. No matter how tightly dead leaves are bound to dry branches, both are destined to crumble into dust. No matter how much you blush and dress up a withered body, it will not rise from the grave and sit with the living at the table. Each has its place and its time. I don't know. Alright, let's take a quick look at the Queen of the Fields. I just want to see if it kind of talks about the association. So, now for this we do have that secondary kind of title, which is Blessed Valley. Both the grass and flowers lean toward her body as if eager to transform into a magnificent green gown. Birds circle over her, singing praises to her beauty, while bees fly to sip the sweet nectar from her lips. Nature doesn't require a sharp sword to punish those who have caused her suffering and inflicted incurable wounds. Her tool is simply retribution. Those who sow the fields with salt and stones will reap only salt and stones. Those who cut down forests will face devastating hurricane winds in return. Nature doesn't require treaties to teach her followers the basics of harmony. Her teachings are found in every ear of corn and every life-giving raindrop. Nature doesn't require the crown of a queen for every blessing or every blooming and fertile land. She is adorned with a wreath of violets, camomiles, and wildflowers, more luxurious than any crown. Spring is born wherever her barefoot steps touch, and tall succulent grasses rise. Where she plants a seed in the earth, unprecedented fruits ripen. Nature is eternally merciful, infinitely generous, and all-powerful. She stomps down to the lowest and can destroy the mightiest, but she never acts with malicious intent. So, then we have these three. So, quintessence, everyone will receive happiness and love according to their merits, and no one will be harmed by unjust or false actions. Advice: be honest, be open, and do not conceal your intentions. When conflict looms, it is important to strive to understand the other side's perspectives and propose a fair solution that benefits all parties involved. And then for meditation, I take responsibility for my words and actions. I strive to balance and restrain my desires, recognizing that excessive greed can not only ruin the lives of others, but also my own. This is a really interesting deck. So let's give it a shuffle. I have no doubt it's going to shuffle beautifully because linen. Yeah, I mean, it's such a pretty deck, and it's just so unique. You know, and coming from somebody who's probably got, I don't even know, I mean, at least have 4, maybe 500 tarot decks, and probably about as many oracles. So I feel like that's saying something when I say a deck's unique. Shuffles like a dream. I really like it. I love the color palette. I love the art style. And I love the reimagining aspects. Just really lovely. And even though there are a good amount of cards that have been renamed, it feels very approachable. I think both from the perspective of a reader, but also I think for a person being read, you know, it doesn't feel, I mean, even, you know, look at the Nine of Swords, it still doesn't feel dark. You know, sometimes the Nine of Swords can feel very dark and heavy. And I mean, it's certainly, yeah, it's not a bunch of sunshine, but I don't know, it just feels more friendly, I think. And not in a way that steers the reading away from the meaning, just in a way that just makes it maybe more comfortable, I think. You know, even here, we have it renamed Destruction, right? But it doesn't feel... I mean, I like the Tower anyway, so... But I don't know, it just feels very approachable. Maybe the color palette has something to do with that too. But it's so interesting, though, that we have so much more saturation of color here. I really like that. This is just, it's a beautiful deck. I really like it. Ooh, you want to see it with, hang on. If you want a pair, I've been dying to do a pair video. I gotta do a video with cares? But what I'm thinking is I just finished the video for this. I haven't even uploaded it yet. But I'm just curious. So this is Mood of the Moon Oracle. It's by Libra Moon. Just curious to see how these might look together. Let's do it like this. Now the interesting thing with this deck, if you haven't seen the video, each side has a different meaning. Which I'm loving this already. And I just opened it. But can we get it? I don't get it. So I like these together. I like that, this one's like so much more vibrant. But it's a really nice contrast. And they're both kind of that medievally feel. Like this one's more like authentic medieval, right? Because it is. But this one's more of that kind of re-envisioned artistic medieval, if that makes sense. Because it was made in modern times. Yeah, I really like these together. Yeah, I like these together. And so that's why these are coming out in different alignments, different orientations, because they're meant to be kind of mixed up, so it can be, so the interpretations are going to be different based on how it comes out, which I love. I am so loving that deck. This is just, it's a beautiful deck. It's a beautiful, beautiful deck. So, yeah. Oh, I'm absolutely thrilled. So I'm so glad I got it. And let me know. I feel like this deck has been out for a little while now. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. But if it has, if you have this deck, let me know what you think of it. Or even if you don't have it, let me know. But it's such an interesting deck. Yeah, I'm really, really curious to see how it reads for me. I love this card so much. And that's a beautiful, beautiful Ace of Cups. I really like this. So let me know what you think. And until next time, I cut it off. Until next time, just be wonderful to yourself. Be really, really wonderful, because you deserve the best, only the best, all the best, and that is my wish for you.